As-salaam, wa-alaikum, brothers and sisters. This is year 7 of the 17 Verses podcast. I'm your host, Al-Hâqqah. In this podcast, we take a small selection from the Quran every day and recite it to you in plain English, so you can get a small slice of God's word while you go about your day. By averaging 17 verses per day, we're able to break the Quran down into manageable pieces and finish it in 1 year. If you enjoyed the podcast, please help spread the word. Tell your friends and family, subscribe in Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or wherever you get your podcasts, and write us a review. Show notes and a transcript can be found at 17verses.com. That's the numbers 17verses.com. Today's selection is from Surah 69, Al-Hâqqah, or the Sure Reality, verses 1 through 18. These verses deal with the day of resurrection and the day of judgment. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The inevitable reality. What is the inevitable reality, and what will make you understand what the inevitable reality, the day of resurrection, is? The Thamud and the Ad people denied the striking calamity, the resurrection. As for the Thamud, they were destroyed by a terrible storm of thunder and lightning. As for the Ad, they were destroyed by a furious windstorm, which Allah let loose on them for 7 nights and 8 successive days. Had you been there, you would have seen them lying overthrown as though they were hollow trunks of palm trees. Now do you see any of them alive? Pharaoh and those before him, and the inhabitants of the overthrown cities, also committed similar sins and disobeyed the messengers of their Lord, so he gripped them with a tight grip. Just consider the great flood of Noah. When the water rose high, we carried you, O mankind, in the floating ark, that we may make that event a warning for you, so that all attentive ears may retain its memory. As for the doomsday, it shall come, when the trumpet will be blown with a single blast, and the earth with all its mountains will be lifted up and crushed into pieces with a single stroke. On that day, the great event will come to pass. Heaven shall split asunder, and shall become flimsy on the day. The angels will stand all around, and 8 of them will be carrying the throne of your Lord above them. That shall be the day when you will be brought before your Lord, and none of your secrets shall remain hidden. Ameen. This concludes today's episode of the 17 Verses podcast. I hope that this selection helps increase your understanding of the Holy Quran just a little bit. If you like the podcast, you can subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher and write us a review. Or you can grab the RSS feed and put it into your own podcast app. The show notes, including a text version of this episode, can be found by going to 17verses.com. That's the numbers 17verses.com. Thank you, and be well.